So Zimbabwe, my beloved home country, has just put out some news that is rattling the conservation space. They have declared that due to the dip in tourism, as if Zimbabwe had a lot of it recently anyway, that they are going to open up hunting for up to as many as 500 elephants for trophy hunters, primarily from America, to come in and pay up to $70,000 to kill these big animals in a means to fund the national park system. Your thoughts, guys?
Well, I'd like to... I'm hoping that it's just a ploy to get these shitty trophy hunting Americans to Zimbabwe, and then they are hunted and killed.
Yeah.
That's my take on it.
For me, it's not so much about the conservation angle, because I'll leave that part to you. To me, it's more about the type of person that wants to kill a rare, huge, beautiful animal without the intent of eating
Smart,
it. Right?
Intelligent animal.
So we all eat meat. Forrest loves spearfishing. I would love it if I was a good swimmer. I have no problem with hunting whatsoever, right? People who hunt elk, deer, they eat it. I love when people give me some meat. Just this idea, though, that I need a rare opportunity to kill something gigantic so that I can take its tusks or do whatever with it, or take a cool picture. It just doesn't compute to me. And this is the same thing that, Jeffrey Dahmer's parents, he was killing squirrels under the porch and they knew something was wrong.
Right.
And to me, it's the same thing. And I don't care if we're offending trophy hunters, because fuck off. I don't understand
I like that. So let me add this. What's that?
I was just going to say, of course, there's the other aspect that, they do need the money, and there's going to be some positives for them. I just think this is, you live there. This is the idea they come up with. Is this just another terrible idea by another terrible government, much like LA does with things?
Let me add in a few pieces here, and then I'll go on my full-fledged rant. 3 weeks ago, not 3 years ago, not 3 months ago, 3 weeks ago, the IUCN finished a massive study which declared the forest elephant critically endangered and the African savanna elephant endangered, contrary to prior numbers, right?
Wow.
So now these animals, these big, beautiful animals that you're seeing here on the screen, are at risk of extinction in addition to this. All right. Where do we begin? Let me ask you this, Patrick and Peter. Is our government corrupt?
Of course, exceptionally.
I'm not going to say just overwhelming. There's one or two.
No,
good,
just blank, like what Patrick said. Just yes or no. Is our government corrupt?
99%.
Is everything
at every
pure?
level?
At every
level,
okay.
It is corrupt, federal, state, and local. Absolutely.
And we are a world-leading example of non-corruption. Zimbabwe is... that's not a joke. We are. We are a flagship of democracy, okay?
Right.
Zimbabwe is not. There is nothing democratic about Zimbabwe. I know. I grew up there. I was kicked out of that country. It is the most corrupt nation on earth, and I think you can see that statistically. I don't even think that's an opinion. It is just... those things you see where it's like, hey, give $1 and you're going to save this kid. I used to know those people. They were some of the richest people in the country of Zimbabwe, and no kids got free food. All that money that those nice charities raise and send over there to help kids goes straight into the pocket of whoever is in charge, because it's African tribal warfare over there, and it's an every man for themselves kind of thing. And that's just a fact. It's just. I'm not saying there aren't good eggs. There's plenty of them. Like I can name dozens of them. There are plenty of good eggs. There are incredible organizations like the ZEF, which is the Zambezi Elephant Fund, that's fighting to protect elephants, that are not corrupt, that are fantastic. But the government is extremely corrupt. Okay? Now, what's happened? Okay, historically, Zimbabwe has been one of the best places in the entire world for trophy hunters to come and hunt. COVID kicks in, borders shut down, bunch of rich people aren't getting rich anymore, right? They charge massive, so $70,000 to shoot the elephant, sure, but that's before you pay the taxidermy fees, the shipping fees, the lodge fees. That's just the ticket on the animal's head. Your trip to go to Africa to shoot a $70,000 animal is a $250,000 trip, right? That's why you see these big, fat, disgusting rich people out there with the dead giraffe and the dead elephant, and it goes viral on TikTok and shit. It costs $250,000 to go murder these things. First of all, I'm with Patrick on the whole, like, what's wrong with you? Why do you want to kill a big, majestic beast? Look, even I've shot turkeys. Like, I'm not a big hunter. I've shot a ton of fish, that's for sure. I get the thrill of the pursuit of hunting something and catching it. It's the same thing we do looking for extinct animals. It is a pursuit. We are hunting for something, and it's super thrilling and exciting. But the murdering of it, I do not understand. I don't get the joy. And elephant hunting, for anybody that thinks it's glamorous, is driving around in a vehicle, seeing an animal that's over there that's not scared of you or your vehicle because it's 10 times bigger than you. Then you get out, you walk up to 150 feet away from it while it continues to go about its business grazing on something because it's not scared of you, and then you pull the trigger and it drops dead. Ooh, aren't you a successful
it's
killer?
Literally making my blood boil just you describing it right now. Like, I wanna fucking hunt these people.
Let me make it worse for you. Because pretty much all of the hunts in Zimbabwe, in southern Africa in general, for anything big, and when I say big, I mean a buffalo, an elephant, a rhino, and you can still hunt rhino, a hippo, those are what is called a canned hunt. Now, a canned hunt means that there is a park, it's small. It's like you coming to my house, Retep, and deciding to murder my bunny Thor, right? Is that going to be hard for you? Are you going to have a hard time finding
me,
Thor and shooting him in the head?
Physically, no, but emotionally, yes.
Correct. But that's what these hunts are. There are these small tracts of land that are, 200, 300, 10,000 acres, whatever. They know exactly where the elephant herds are. The elephants are not scared. You drive in, you think you're a great big hunter because you go on a bullshit tracking thing, and it's such a ruse, guys, and people don't know this. And I know it because I lived it. My family used to do it. You take the big fat dum-dum on a walk around the bush in 3 different circles for an hour and a half, then you move 150 yards over to where you know the elephants are and go, there it is, and point and drop it dead. It's all a ruse, and you think you go home back to, wherever, whatever Western country you're from and go, I'm such a great hunter, I tracked it for 3.5 hours and dropped it dead. And they're people like my family's connections and stuff are counting their dollar bills because that's how it is.
Right.
That's just how it is.
When they get back and they show their friends or they have the tusk or whatever they have too, they go, those things charge.
Oh, yeah.
If I missed, we were dead.
And they 100% do. And I challenge those same people to go out and walk with elephants. That takes a hell of a lot more skill. Go and find elephants and sit with them and walk with them. Get close to them without a gun. That takes some serious skill. Pulling a trigger and dropping something from 150 yards away that's not scared of you at all does not take a lot of skill.
Oh, man. Dude, in the ABC Islands in Alaska, they give a lot of bear permits. Sure. 75% of the people who go there to hunt bear, they shoot the bear from a boat.
Exactly.
Because, the bear on the shoreline, at the river mouths
eating
or whatever,
its salmon.
Right,
salmon,
yeah, sure.
They shoot from the boat.
Right.
The gunshots scare off the other bear, and then they go take their picture. And, of course, they don't tell their friends that they shot from a fucking boat while they're just finished eating shrimp cocktail.
Right, exactly. And that's, by the way, if you've ever been on safari in Zimbabwe, that's exactly what it's like. You're getting a 9-course meal at night and then going around in a $100,000 Land Rover and blasting your animals. And it's just, I don't get it. I grew up in it and I don't get it. Now, all that being said, these elephants that they're talking about are overpopulated. Controversial. I'll explain why. Because the amount of fucking land that they're now confined to is tiny, right? If you put an elephant in your backyard, Patrick, would you not say that it's overpopulated? Do you think you can sustain an elephant in your quarter acre? I don't think so. No, I don't think so either. And so you get these bullshit statistics coming out of national parks that are like, we have too many elephants. Well, yeah, you do, because you've crammed, 600 elephants into 5 square miles. Yes, you do have too many elephants. That is a problem because when you have that many elephants in that small a space, they're going to wreak havoc on the habitat, and that fucks it up. The problem we have, and I mentioned a fantastic organization, the Zambezi Elephant Fund, and they're fighting for this, is that the land is shrinking. There's not enough space. So instead of going, hey, there's a problem. We don't have enough space for the elephants. They're going, hey, there's too many elephants. Bull fucking shit, there's too many elephants. There's not enough space for the elephants. And you're cramming them into tiny little pens and calling them game parks and then crying out loud and saying, we need hunters to come in and cull them. The whole thing is a fucking ruse, start to finish. So it's corrupt. Elephants are endangered. They're cramped into small spaces. People are paying tons of money that doesn't directly go into conservation or restoration. It mostly lines corrupt politicians' pockets. They go and murder an animal, get some sick thrill out of it. Who wins in this situation? There's one person that wins, and that's the corrupt person at the government level that's getting paid. And that's it. Nobody else wins. I promise you, if it was up to whomever is making these laws in Zimbabwe, who I guarantee you, just knowing the country and how it works, has never seen a wild elephant in their entire life. I guarantee it to you. There would be one park with 10 elephants left. That would be it. And people would come here and there, and they would take all the money to shoot all the other animals. So there is a big problem. It's a habitat problem. Now, I'm going to stand up for hunters here because I am a sportsman. I like going out fishing and hunting. I'm sorry, I know this rant's going on a long time, but
no, it's great.
Here's the thing.
It needs to be said.
But hunting can be a fantastic management tool for conservation. It can absolutely finance it. If I truly believed that $70,000 per elephant was going into conservation in Zimbabwe, I would be sharing this shit on my Instagram. I'd be so fucking all about it. But I don't believe in it because it's bullshit, because I know it's corrupt. And that's the fucking problem. If that money went directly into conservation and made a huge difference and bought new land and protected new land and let those 500 elephants repopulate into new, wild, bigger spaces, I'd say kill those 500 elephants, straight up. And I know that's a cruel-hearted position, but if it meant more protected habitat, more animals in the long run, I'm for it. Now, there's another element to this that I haven't even discussed, which is that with the trophy hunting, what are they looking for? Peter, when you go out to hunt a deer, not that you're a deer hunter, are you going to get the measly little Bambi, or are you going to get the fucking big stack guy with the huge rack?
Right, the big 12-point buck.
Every time, right? That's what they're doing with elephants. Well, guess what? 100 years ago, we had 100-pounders, which mean each tusk of each animal weighed 100 pounds. Now there's an estimated 20 90-pounders left in the world. Okay, we have driven their genetics. Sorry, there used to be 110 pounders. Then there were 120. Sorry, there used to be 120s. Then there were 110s. Then there were hundreds. Now we're down to 90 pounders. Okay, the more you target trophy hunting, you drive down that genetic pool. We are changing elephants so that they no longer want to have those big ass tusks because they just get a target painted on their back. We're pulling those special animals out of the genetic pool. If you have enough energy, now you tell me, who's a better specimen? Me or Patrick Mahomes? Patrick Mahomes. He's a better specimen. Yeah. Yes, he is taller. He is more handsome. He is more athletic.
Get rid of you.
Exactly right. Leave his ass in the gene pool. Get me the fuck out of here. All right, because that is how it should be. And I'm not talking about eugenics here. I'm just saying when it comes to genetics, you want those big, strong individuals left around. It's for the good of the species. So when you go trophy hunting and you're targeting all of the biggest and the best, you're removing the strongest genetic individuals from a population. So there is just so many fucking things wrong with this. I know this has just been me talking in a rant, but it's good. It's just,
I mean, look, it's your home country, right? If people start hunting rats in the subways of Chicago, then Retep can rant for longer. But dude, it's just the whole thing is bad, and I feel like, Forrest, you and I have both witnessed the Grind in the Faroe Islands, right?
Yep.
We've both seen that. It's a cultural thing. They've been living on a volcanic rock for thousands of years. They can't grow crop for livestock. It's horrific to see. You were crying your eyes out as it happened. Was. But they use every piece of the animal. They eat it.
Right. Yep.
There's a reason for it. And even if you hate the Grind, which neither of us enjoyed seeing it, I can understand why they're doing it, and I don't think the people who are doing it are evil or bad. I think that when you go to kill an elephant, to kill the biggest elephant, so that for some sort of self-aggrandizing photo or bragging rights to get a few more high fives, you have something fundamentally wrong with you as a person.
I'm with you.
That you honestly, like, these people should be taken out of our gene pool. They should be taken out of our society. Like, you don't get to live in this world where harming an animal for no benefit of your own, that's not about to kill you or hurt you, is fine. It just computes, and you go, yeah, it's fine.
And it gives you a thrill.
Not only that, I mean, you have to pursue it. You have to spend lots of money to do it. I mean, like, it's not even just that. It's like your only benefit is for your ego. It's like a way of pinpointing the worst, most egomaniacal people in the fucking world.
I've never understood it, because if it's for the danger, if it's for the bragging rights, go do the stupid shit I do. Go try walk next to an elephant in the bush. Don't take a fucking giant firearm and fire at it from, 300 yards away. Like, go and do something that is amazing and difficult and hard to do. I get it. Like, you want to go and experience Africa and go on safari? Please do. Like, that supported my entire family and my entire upbringing. But why? What is it in you as a human being that wants to murder the biggest and the best? Why not go? And I'm not saying all hunters are like this, because I know they're not. A lot of my friends are hunters, and I get it. I really do. But why trophy hunt for the biggest and the best instead of just sustainably hunt for what you can eat? I never understood. I've never
Here's
got
the
it.
other thing. 18% of Zimbabwe's GDP is wildlife tourism. That's
Right.
a fifth.
Yep.
A fifth of their entire GDP is people coming to see wildlife. They have an endangered animal that's the biggest, the most fantastical, that people, that's the thing that people are going to want to come see, and they're shooting themselves in the foot.
Yep.
They're going to lose billions of dollars long term when they no longer have any fucking elephants.
And we've done
because
that
they're
with
extinct.
rhinos. We were one of the first countries where basically all of our rhinos dried up. Now, there's a few parks that have them, and they do a good job with it. I've been to one in Booby. Don't get me wrong. Zimbabwe's awesome, and there are awesome, awesome people there. I don't want this to all be a hate thing. I mean, I love that country more than any other country ever, except for where I currently live. But it's like... why would we just keep making these mistakes? And it's something called the tragedy of the commons, which, if you're not familiar with that term, it's an economic term, and it means if I don't take it, you will. So if there's one elephant and there's us three in the room, well, there's only one elephant, right? I might as well shoot it, because if I don't shoot it, Patrick or Retep will. So I might as well get my $70,000, right? It doesn't matter about the elephant. And that's the premise of tragedy of the commons. And it's just this internal greed that drives people in these wild countries to manipulate and take and steal from the resources. I don't know. It fucking pisses me off. You can tell I'm kind of sad talking about this.
Yeah, me too, man. Let me ask you this: when you go to when you're in Zimbabwe and you go to, say, buy a Snickers bar or whatever the local equivalent is, what's the currency like? What is it like paying for it?
Well, it's gone now. So when I left, it was like 10,000 to 1, right? 10,000 Zimbabwe dollars to 1. 5 years after I left, it was a suitcase of cash to 1. It was billions of dollars to buy a loaf of bread. And those billions of dollars, the biggest note would be like 50 million. And there were $50 million notes.
How does that
trillions
happen?
of dollars at times.
So it's the same in
inflation,
Madagascar and a lot of countries. But how does that
Yeah.
happen? What does the government do that causes you to have a $50 million bill?
Prints money. The economy crashes. It steals all of its money. Yeah.
It's just, there's a long history of this stupid fucking corruption where the government makes selfish choices that absolutely crushes the economy and hurts the millions of people who live there. And this is another one of them, right?
And it's short term. It's short-term gains. Like, it doesn't benefit even the individual in the long term, which is crazy.
Well, some politician in Zimbabwe will have $35 million because, sadly, I sort of doubt that they will struggle to sell those tags.
No, they won't.
Do you guys know anyone who trophy hunts?
Of course not. I would never. Honestly, dude, I could never hang out with. It would piss me off so much that I could never be friends with somebody who trophy hunted. I could never understand their perspective on that, or probably anything else.
I do, and it's like everything for me, right? Like, I don't understand certain political extremists. I don't understand religious extremists. I don't understand trophy hunters. But I'm willing to be friends with them and hear their side of it, and let them hear mine and talk openly about it. So I do actually have some friends who, they don't go to Africa and shoot elephants, but they're definitely what I would consider trophy hunters.
Gotcha.
I think we should get Forrest on a campaign to be the new president of Zimbabwe. What do you think?
I don't think he would want that job.
I'll be lucky if I survive until next week with this going out.
Well, it's a bit of a bummer, but hey, this is good information, and I, for one, kept my mouth shut because it was super interesting to hear your perspective on it, Forrest. And Pat, you're decently intelligent, but
thanks,
still,
man. Hey, nicest thing you've ever said to me. Well, Forrest, sorry that this is happening in your home country. Hopefully, someone will get their shit together at some point and run that place, because it is an amazing, beautiful country with lots of, the vast majority of people there are incredible too.
For sure.
It's just the people who are in power, much like in the U.S.
Yep.
tend to be idiots. Like
Correct.
fucking Gavin Newsom.
selfish.
All right. Well, sorry to be a downer, everybody. I'm not for trophy hunting. I'm always for conservation. I vote for the animals. Go us.